Welcome to Volkswagen of Duluth. From our no-commission sales team to our transparent video maintenance, you are our priority. As you explore, you'll feel the excitement and confidence that comes with driving a Volkswagen. From the North Shore down to Canal, discover Duluth in a whole new way. Come visit us. Your adventure starts with Volkswagen of Duluth.
For nearly 75 years, the Synovus Superior Refinery has been an important part of our community. Our employees live and work here. From the creation of jobs to fueling marine transportation, the products we make help energize our region. At Synovus, we believe in giving back to our community. Synovus is proud to support Duluth FC. Good luck on your 2024 season, Blue Greens. Synovus Energy, invested in our community.
I'm Dr. Jordan Lindholm. I'm a family medicine physician. I think it's really important to have your own primary care provider because we're kind of the first stop, and then we can refer you to the specialist if that is what's needed. We like to explore the parks and trails of Duluth, both good for exercise as well as it's good for your overall mental health. When I see all the improvement that my patients have made over time, it feels very rewarding. That's the reason why I went into medicine.
It doesn't have to be complicated to be cool. Simple is cool. With the G7, everything is in reach.
My name is Dr. Joel Edwall, and I'm a family medicine physician. I think a lot of wellness comes down to balancing simple things like sleep, going outside, being active and moving, not staring at a screen for 12 hours a day, diet and eating the right foods at the right times. I think we live happier, healthier, more productive lives. We have more energy, we have better relationships with those around us, and we have an overall higher quality of life.
Welcome to Volkswagen of Duluth. From our no-commission sales team to our transparent video maintenance, you are our priority. As you explore, you'll feel the excitement and confidence that comes with driving a Volkswagen. From the North Shore down to Canal, discover Duluth in a whole new way. Come visit us. Your adventure starts with Volkswagen of Duluth.
For nearly 75 years, the Synovus Superior.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Duluth FC Blue-Green Soccer, brought to you courtesy of the Blue-Green Stream Team, alongside my color commentator, Joe Mooney. This is Matt Johnson, coming to you live from Walt Hunting Stadium and Marv Heikkinen Field in Duluth, Minnesota, where the Blue-Greens playing their final regular season contest at home for the 2024 regular season, taking on Minnesota Blizzard FC, one of the newcomer clubs to the MPSL North Conference this season. The Blue-Greens, 7 wins, 5 losses, and 1 draw in all comps. So far this season, 6-3-1 the MPSL North, still sitting on 19 points under coach Sean Morgan, and they had their 4-game winning streak in MPSL North Conference action snapped their last time out. Did the Blue-Greens, losing a frustrating match against Joy Athletic on Saturday down at Oriole Stadium in St. Louis Park, Minnesota. Final score 4-2, and that was not a great performance for the Blue-Greens by any stretch of the imagination, coach, especially in the back line. Duluth FC really struggling on the back side, and Joy Athletic taking full advantage, scoring 4 goals against the Blue-Greens.
Yeah, Matt, obviously they had a hard time. A lot of opportunities in the game. Even like in the last 8 minutes of the game, they could have scored 3, 4, 5 goals. They had balls off the post, that kind of stuff. But the reality is you can't win a lot of games if you're conceding 4 goals. And I think for Duluth, it's just a matter of chemistry. Obviously, they've had some turnover in the back line. They lost Nathan right away in the season. Obviously, Dylan Zabatini had returned. So they've just had a lot of rotation in that back line. They tried out Rory Doyle. He went down with an injury on Saturday night as well. So it's been a tough goal that way. And obviously, when you get rotation anywhere in the pitch, it's tough, but especially in your back line.
Edward Nyes opened up the scoring on that contest against the Goats on Saturday for the Blue-Greens. He has been a bright spot this season. By the way, he is in the race for the Golden Boot in the entire MPSL right now. He's in first place in the entire league nationally with 12 goals. We'll talk more about him. You see him on your screen right there. But he opened up the scoring for the Blue-Greens in the first half, about in the first 10 minutes, in fact, scoring his 11th goal of the season, his first of 2 goals on the game against Joy to give the Blue-Greens an early 1-0 lead. But the Goats came right back and got 2 goals from Phil Caputo over a 3-minute span that gave Joy Athletic a 2-1 lead. From there, Caputo added a 3rd goal, which really was a backbreaker for the Blue-Greens in the last about 2 or 3 minutes of the half. He got actually a step on the aforementioned Rory Doyle, came inside and beat Zeke Bolts to the spot with a right-footed shot, gave him a hat trick in the first half, and gave the Goats a 3-1 lead at the break. And then in the second half, the Goats scoring first again in the second 45 minutes. Caputo converting from the penalty spot to make it 4-1. Nyes would add 1 late for the Blue-Greens, his 2nd of the contest, his 12th of the season, like I said, to lead the entire MPSL, but it was too little too late in that 4-2 loss. And so the Blue-Greens tonight coming in here kind of looking to redeem themselves a little bit against the Blizzard here this evening.
Yeah, Matt, and I think obviously it's been a tough game for them, but all is not lost in the table. Obviously in the season, and I think we talked about this on air. I think last week a little bit, that when you have a season like you did in 2023, there's a lot of expectations, and not just outward expectations, but expectations from within the squad as well. And a lot of times that can be a little bit corrosive, and it's just kind of hard to get through a season that way. So I think actually a little bit of adversity kind of throughout the year is going to be really good for this team down the stretch. And they've obviously got a chance to still get through the table and be in a really good position coming into playoffs here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, Duluth FC sitting on 19 points, still in second place right now, and would host a playoff game in the opening round if the standings in the season were over today, but still in second place. 2 points behind Dakota Fusion. We'll talk more about the MPSL North table in a few moments here. Meanwhile, in that contest, we talked about Zeke Foltz taking the loss for the Blue Greens. Drew Mosman went all the way in goal for the Goats, and he got the win. They're playing a Minnesota Blizzard FC team that is 0-6-2 on the season with just 2 points under Forrest Randall in his first year as the head coach of a brand new club in Minnesota Blizzard. Of course, we talked about them. They're one of the 2 newcomers in the MPSL North Conference this season alongside Siouxland United, the team that the Blue Greens will close out the regular season against next time out. They're coming off a 1-1 draw, are the Blizzard, against Sioux Falls Thunder. The game was played on Saturday at Bob Young Field in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And in that contest, the Blizzard got their goal from Max Just, while the Thunder's tally came from Cesar Waquena in that contest. John Terry Broughton started in goal. He's also starting in goal tonight, by the way. We'll talk more about that as we move on here this evening. He started in goal and went all 90 minutes for the Blizzard, while Jack Howard played all 90 minutes in goal for Sioux Falls. Tonight is the second matchup of the season between these 2 teams. The Blue Greens and the Blizzard first met for the first time in each club's history on June 12th at Lakeville South High School in Lakeville, Minnesota. And the Blue Greens emerged with a 3-0 shutout victory in that first matchup. Edward Nye scoring 2 of Duluth FC's 3 goals, while J.J. Oyabamaji, who, by the way, is out of the line tonight with an injury as well, added a third tally for the Blue Greens. Zeke Foltz getting the shutout in goal, while John Terry Broughton, tonight's starter for the Blizzard, went all the way in goal and took the loss in that contest. So the Blue Greens entering this game tonight, coach, looking for a sweep and trying to give themselves some momentum, like you said, going into that MPSL North Conference tournament coming up here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, Matt, I think a couple of key points for Duluth tonight. The front 3 have really been pretty electric. Obviously, you mentioned JJ out for a little bit here on an injury. Tyler Limmer returns to the starting lineup. And I mentioned this on the broadcast last week. I think that they've got a real luxury in having 2 number 9s that are so dynamic. And, I think Limmer brings a little bit of a different flair to it. We talked about kind of his work rate. So getting the front 3 going early in the game. Obviously, the midfield, they're starting to establish, I think, some chemistry with kind of a perennial starting 3 in that midfield, which has been good. But really, I think getting the back line in, it's going to be another rotation. Obviously, with Rory going out last week, they'll have Archie McDonald starting there. And Archie, I think, has had a little bit of a, just kind of a experimental start to the season. There have been a couple moments where I think just kind of figuring out that partnership with his other center back will be really key. And so obviously Jake Starling, captain of the team, and sort of a perennial player in that position, having those 2 really kind of sort things out in the back line, I think will be good.
Take a look at the starting lineup for the Blue Greens tonight. You heard Coach Joe Mooney just referred to it a moment ago. In the back 4, Zeke Foltz getting another start in goal. Josh Bellamy stepping in on the left side, while Miles Edmondson will play on the right side. Central defensive pairing of Jake Starling and Archie McDonald. McDonald coming off the bench for most of the season. He'll get a start tonight with Rory Doyle, like you said, out with an injury for the Blue Greens. In the midfield, it's been these 3 for the last few games. Andres Solares, of course, good holding midfielder, one of the better ones in the MPSL North. Dylan Sumner, who has come in and played really well since he joined the club, had a goal in the game against Sioux Falls Thunder that we last did about a week ago, while Paul Bolby will get another start at at an attacking midfield role. And then up top, Liam Pritchard, Tyler Limmer, who steps in for the injured J.J. Oyabamaji. Oyabamaji, by the way, with 7 goals on the season, Limmer with 4, so he'll have to step in and fill a little bit of a void. But Ed Nyes has been playing really, really well so far this season. 12 goals, as we mentioned a couple times, in the running for the MPSL Golden Boot. He would be, if he could win it, the second Blue Green ever to do so, joining Sidney Wharton, who did it a number of years back for the Blue Greens. Nyes sitting on 12 goals, so we'll keep an eye on him here tonight as well, Coach. Overall, a pretty solid starting 11 here for Coach Sean Morgan. We'll see how they adapt to what the Minnesota Blizzard are going to bring here this evening. There on the bench, you see Jamie Colville will back up Zeke Foltz tonight. Hexie Oriana will be on the bench as well. Axel Batal, who has been coming off the bench for a couple of weeks now. Meanwhile, Felipe Santos, Felipe Artiega, and also Felipe Oliveira. So all 3 Felipes on the bench tonight for Coach Sean Morgan and Manny Morales, who did not dress last time at home against Sioux Falls. He's back in there here tonight on the bench for the Blue Greens.
Yeah, Matt, again, I think it's a strong lineup tonight. And as we mentioned, I mean, it's kind of a rebound game, an opportunity to kind of get back in the win column. And they'll play against a Blizzard team that I think is equally hungry.
We'll take a quick look now also at the table here in the MPSL North. The standings right now, there you get a look at them again. We talked about how tight it is at the top. Right now, the Dakota Fusion sitting on 6 wins, 3 draws, no losses, 21 points for the Fusion. They've only given up 1 goal this season. That was to the Blue Greens in their second matchup with Duluth FC a few weeks back. You see the Blue Greens at 6 wins, 1 draw, and 3 losses, sitting in second at 19 points. Joy Athletic on the strength of that win against the Blue Greens at 4-2-2 with 14 points. Then Minnesota Twin Stars at 13. Siouxland United, the team that the Blue Greens will see in their final regular season game before heading off to the playoffs with 9 points. Sioux Falls Thunder at 6 points. And then tonight's opposition, as you see, Minnesota Blizzard with just the 2 points so far this season. So that is the story here from Walt Hunting Stadium, Marv Heikkinen Field, as the Blue Greens closing out their regular season at home slate here tonight, taking on Minnesota Blizzard FC. And with that being the case, we will take a quick break and then throw things down to the field level for the introduction of the 2 teams, courtesy of our public address announcer, Pat Sterner, the national anthem, and eventually the opening kick of this MPSL North Conference contest between the Blue Greens of Duluth FC and Minnesota Blizzard. That's coming up right after this. This is Duluth FC Soccer, brought to you by the Blue Green Stream Team.
evening, soccer fans, and welcome to Walt Hunting Stadium at Marv Heikkinen Field. Tonight's NPSL North match features from Lakeville, Minnesota, Minnesota Blizzard FC versus from the shores of Lake Superior, your Duluth FC Blue Greens. Let's introduce the teams for tonight's matchup. First, the starting roster for the Blizzard. Number 1, John Terry Broughton. Number 5, Max Just. Number 10, Anwar Hamed. Number 12, Josh Anderson. Number 14, Samson Giassi. Number 16, Ashton Frost. Number 17, Tommy Zuzek. Number 22, Liam Lenares. Number 25, Reed Wolf. Number 29, Giovanni Cascone. And number 97 in goal, Dylan Ellers. Coaching the Blizzard is Forrest Randall. And now the starting 11 for the Blue Greens. Number 2, Josh Bellamy. Number 3, the captain, Jake Starling. Number 6, Andres Solares. Number 9, Tyler Limmer. Number 10, Edward Knight. Number 15, Miles Edmondson. Number 16, Dylan Sumner. Number 20, Archie McDonald. Number 21, Paul Bobai. Number 22, Liam Pritchard. And starting in goal for the Blue Greens, number 33, Zeke Fultz. Coaching Duluth FC is Sean Morgan. Assistant coaches, Barry Chasty, Greg Gilmore, and Corey Bolheller. Your officials for the evening are referee Jeremy Euchre, assistant referee Nolan Klemke, assistant referee Jack Fabro, and the fourth official for the evening, Megan Sanda. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise if you are able and remove your caps as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem, sung by Christy Cunningham. Christy is a singer-songwriter who's home after a 25-year sojourn to the desert. You can hear her next on Make Music Day Superior, June 21st at North Shore SUP on Barker's Island from 5 to 7. Take it away, Christy.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
On behalf of all the players for Duluth FC, we want to thank our premier athletic team sponsor, St. Luke's, which is now part of Aspirus Health. They are proud to be the official sports medicine team for Duluth FC. They strive every day to keep our athletes healthy and performing at the top of their game. We wish all the athletes here today good luck.
So the national anthem has been played. The two teams have been introduced courtesy of Pat Sterner, our public address announcer here at Walt Hunting Stadium in Marv-Heikkinen Field here in Duluth. Matt Johnson alongside Coach Joe Mooney. Blue Greens getting ready to play their final regular season home game of the 2024 campaign, taking on Minnesota Blizzard here tonight. And before we get going, a quick reminder, St. Luke's, now part of Aspirus Health, is proud to sponsor Duluth FC. When it comes to injury prevention, treatment, and recovery, their great orthopedics and sports medicine team has you covered. Learn more at slhduluth.com/ortho. Blue Greens in the Blizzard here tonight on what is basically a beautiful night for soccer. Can't really ask for much better conditions than we have. High 60s, low 70s temperature on the field prior to game time here. Lots of sunshine in the air. There was some rain in the forecast, but it looks like we might be able to get through, knock on wood, this game without any moisture falling from the skies above us. There's virtually no wind on the pitch either, so this should be a very, very advantageous playing surface here tonight for both the Blue Greens and the Blizzard. The Blue Greens defeating the Blizzard in their first matchup on June 12th down in Lakeville, Minnesota, 3-0 behind 2 goals from Edward Nyes and 1 from J.J. Oyabamaji, who was not in the lineup tonight, actually got injured in the game against Joy Athletic on Saturday, so he is out. Tyler Limmer, who scored 10 goals last year for the Blue Greens, has 4 this season. We'll spell him in the middle and play the number 9 position here for the Blue Greens. And Coach Mooney, before this game gets underway, it'll be interesting to see how the Blue Greens respond to that tough loss they had against Joy Athletic last time out.
Yeah, man. Again, you're going to expect a couple of lumps here and there, and I don't think we really gave Joy a lot of credit in the pregame. We probably should talk about that. Very efficient in their chances too. You know, and so that was they obviously had a good game plan strung together. Extremely efficient in their breakout. You talked about the first and second goal. I mean, minutes apart and really similar goals. And so again, credit to Joy on that game. I think, like you said, this is a kind of a bounce back opportunity for Duluth FC. And again, it's against a hungry team. It's Minnesota Blizzard obviously coming to this game wanting to get some of those first points on the season, and that could be sort of a trap game, right? So Duluth needs to be sharp tonight.
Duluth FC with the top offense in the MPSL North by a wide margin. 29 goals for the Blue Greens, 15 against. They're plus 14 so far in conference action. Meanwhile, Minnesota Blizzard 8 goals for in 23 against, minus 15 in goal differential. As the opening kick is taken here this evening, and thank you for joining us. Blue Greens going from left to right in this opening 45 minutes here in Duluth. And we thank you for joining us here tonight. Good crowd on hand, by the way, as well. Hard to believe it's already the regular season home finale for Duluth FC. But again, like at the playoffs start today, the Blue Greens would be at home for the opening round of the playoffs. So we figure that there will be hopefully at least one more home game on the season, as this ball now from the right foot of Josh Bellamy rides a little too far for the intended recipient, that being Liam Pritchard, and we'll have our first goal kick here for the Blizzard. Duluth FC, 15 different goal scorers amongst 39 total goals that the Blue Greens have scored in all competitions. Edward Nyes, by the way, like I said, in the pregame, coach, in the running for the Golden Boot in the MPSL. That's the entire National League, by the way. All 96 teams plus of the league, and he leads the entire league right now with 12 goals on the season. Does Nyes, number 10, and Black. If he win it, he would be the second blue-green to do it, joining Sidney Warden, who did it once upon a time with 17 goals. I believe that was back in 2021 or 22, coach. Warden set that mark, so we'll see how things play out here. In the meantime, there's Jake Starling on the far side. Every game Jake plays, he adds to his own record for minutes played, appearances, and starts for the Blue Greens in his career. He's been, of course, like I said, basically the quintessential Duluth FC representative over the years. And here's a ball now toward the top of the 18, Archie McDonald for the Blue Greens, clearing it away. And now here's Josh Bellamy, who plays his college soccer for you across the bridge, coach. Playing in the middle for McDonald. We'll see how the Blue Greens attack this Minnesota Blizzard defense. They're trying to spring Nyes on that far side with that crossing ball. And now here is Tyler Limmer, and now the ball taking deflection off of our center referee for the night, Jeremy Euchre. First time we've seen Mr. Euchre in a while here, coach, as our center referee. He's a regular referee up in these parts during the college season. We see him quite a bit.
Yeah, good touch there from Jeremy Euchre, right?
I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that when I tell him that after the game. It's played forward now, and it'll go out of play off of Bellamy. It'll be a throw here coming up for the Blizzard. Like I said, just 8 goals scored on the season. Anwar Hamed getting that ball now into the 18, and we'll have our first offside call of the ball game in the 3rd minute. As the crowd continuing to file in here.
Matt, you mentioned it. Great crowd tonight. Superior Soccer Association in the house.
Here's Archie McDonald with the right foot now, playing it up. Ian Pritchard now touching it in the middle, looking for Paul Bobai. That one knocked down. Samson Gayasi had it momentarily. Now they do feed it on the right side. Here is Liam Pritchard. Pritchard now in the middle. Ball settles now. Here's Dylan Sumner turning and getting a shot away, and he left it high and over the bar. And Dylan Eilers watching that one go over the top to the right. It will be a goal kick here coming up for the Blizzard as we're into the 4th minute.
It's a nice weighted pass there from Dylan Sumner on the one touch on the interception. On to Pritchard. We talked last week about Liam Pritchard and finding some of those earlier balls in, and another good example there of a dangerous ball.
Paul Bobai now off the goal kick. Limmer. Sumner now will switch the field. Here's Miles Edmondson on the left foot for Duluth FC. Edward Nyes getting his first touch of the game. Nyes probing on the outside now. Now he'll step on the right foot. Now he'll switch it over for Josh Bellamy. Bellamy now getting a step inside. Edge of the 18, here's Pritchard. Trying to cross it in, and that will be cleared over. We'll have a corner kick here for Duluth FC, their first of the match here, going into the 5th minute.
Matt, you saw there Josh Bellamy taking those first couple touches central. He's known for that, trying to always take that direct approach to goal and drive into the central space. And that draws the defenders in, and then obviously leaves Liam Pritchard that much more wide open on the far side. Nice slotted ball again from Liam Pritchard. That's 2 out of 2 on the last sequences from him.
Edmondson will bend this ball in with the left foot. Comes through the middle, headed wide. Now here's Starling trying to send it into the 6. It'll be cleared away now. Here's Nyes, far side. The Belgian midfielder now gets taken down from behind, and it will be a free kick for Duluth FC. Sharp angle on that far side, just inside the playing surface. And I'd be surprised if it isn't Miles Edmondson that might take this again here, coach. With that left foot of his, it'll be an outswinger this time if Edmondson does end up taking the free kick.
Yeah, I'd be curious about that, Matt. I wonder, Dylan Sumner, I think, maybe get on this ball.
Yeah, he could also.
Ball. Again, he's known for some of his set-piece prowess. We saw him score a really nice
goal against Sioux Falls last time.
Goal, yeah.
And it looks like it will be Sumner actually this time. Edmondson also standing there. We'll see which one of them actually tees this up. 2-man wall here for the Blizzard near the edge of the 18. And it will be Sumner bending a ball back post and off the upright or crossbar perhaps.
Matt, that had some gnarly dip on it, didn't it?
Yeah, Eilers didn't have any idea where that ball was, I don't think. Here's Solaris now taking a bump from behind. Pritchard now trying to make a move, and that one will go over the end line. But Duluth FC just that close to breaking out on top here, Coach, in the 6th minute.
Yeah, that ball had a lot of texture on it. Again, that's why you have a guy like Dylan Sumner on the field. I mean, for a number of reasons, but obviously his ability to threaten from positions like that on set pieces stands out.
Here coming up. Nailers toward midfield. Solaris winning it. Now here's Bobai. Saying over the top, takes a deflection. That might be advantageous for Pritchard as he comes in at an angle, and that one will be tackled out. Reed Wolf playing that one out for the Blizzard, and it'll be another corner kick here for Duluth FC. Their second of the match here. Blue Greens tilting the field to start here. Not a surprise, I don't think, coming off that game against Joy Athletic.
This Duluth FC corner kick is powered by Volkswagen of Duluth.
So Edmondson with his second opportunity now from the near side flag. Man marking in the blocks here from the Blizzard. We're based out of Lakeville, Minnesota. Bending ball back post. Charlie was waiting for it. Headed wide now by the Blizzard. Nyes will play it all the way back now for Bellamy. Looks like Duluth FC now will reset. Starling in the middle now. Here's Solaris. Andre Solaris. Ball goes wide now. Here's Pritchard, edge of the 18. Takes a step inside, tried to cross it toward the 6. That one takes a deflection. Now the Blizzard will try to break out. Long ball up the wing. Here's Bellamy, and he'll play it all the way back for Foltz. Zeke Foltz. Now we'll send it wide. Starling. Edmondson. Crosses the midway line here. Now Nyes with a step. Nicely done there to try to pick out. Edmondson was making the overlapping run and cleared out. And we'll have a throw here coming up. And Sumner's going to give way here for Miles Edmondson, who'll take the toss here, Coach. One good scoring opportunity already off the right foot of Dylan Sumner. Hit the crossbar, but we are still scoreless. That time coming just a couple minutes back. Now Bellamy winning it back. Here's Archie McDonald. Bobai. Josh Bellamy. Now playing it wide. Ruben's got a little bunched up there. Now across into the 6. And now poking over the face of goal. That was Edward Nyes again. This time coming right side. Normally plays out almost exclusively on the left, Coach. This ball far side now intended for Edmondson, and now Solaris will send it wide, and he'll be called for a foul. We'll have a free kick now from the Blizzard, but Edward Nysdale coming in on the right side, Coach, trying to touch it across the face of goal. Nobody in a black jersey there, but not a bad idea by the Belgian.
Yeah, man, I think he just kind of continued his diagonal run over to the right side. I don't think it's bad to see a couple of times where they can overload a side like that.
Ball through the middle now. John Terry Broughton will play it all the way back.
The question we saw in that sequence is if he does get over to the right side, then who's he playing to from right to left, right?
Right, yeah. I thought I might be able to pick out Tyler Limmer on that play, but it didn't happen. Now Anwar Hamed for the Blizzards, sending it into the 18. Cleared back, and now here's an open space for Edward Nyes, and this is where he can really shine, Coach. Nyes now cutting on the inside. Sends it wide. Liam Pritchard has Limmer and Bobai and Nyes all with him. Now steps inside the 18 and will be tackled out. We'll have a throw here coming up for Duluth FC. 10th minute.
Yeah, good angle there from Cascone to eliminate that threat.
Throw comes in. Josh Bellamy. Bobai. Now Solaris. Jake Starling for the Blue Greens. Now Nyes, overlap from Miles Edmondson. In the middle of the shot, and they score! Well, he doesn't get the goal, but he gets the assist as Nyes as he picks out Tyler Limmer. Limmer slots it home. His 5th goal of the season, 10th minute, and the Blue Greens break out ahead 1-0.
Yeah, and boy, Limmer needed that, right? First start over the last couple games, so to get in there and get that early goal, it's a goal that is actually a bit harder than it looks. It looks like a simple tap-in goal, but the way the angle the ball is coming across, and it's almost coming from behind him, he's got to really just time out his steps right and did a good job there to slot that home. Again, we could talk about Edo and how nicely he did on that play as well.
Limmer with the heart sign of the crowd, as he normally does after every goal, Coach. He said 5th of the season, 15th of his blue-green career.
Matt, I think that's actually to us.
Is that to us? Okay. I'll
Limmer loves us. We all know it.
And we certainly do love him as well. Off the restart. So the Blue Greens leading at 1-0. Limmer the goal, Nyes the assist. A really nice ball actually in the middle by Nyes as well. And that's one of the things we've seen from him, Coach. He's not just a goal scorer. We talked about him being in the running for the MPSL Golden Boot Award, but he's had a couple of really beautiful assists this year as well, setting up his teammates.
Well, Matt, he's traditionally a number 10, you know, and
Yeah.
I think it took a little bit of convincing from Coach Sean Morgan to get him out on the wing. I don't think he saw how prolific he might be able to be out there. You know, and I was actually laughing about it with another coach the other day. You know, he's got a few countrymen that he can look to. You know, the traditional number 10s that have floated out wide at points in their career. Kevin De Bruyne would be somebody you could.
I had a
think
feeling you were referring to the red-headed Belgian.
You know, a Hazard would be another one,
Yeah,
right?
Hazard, yeah.
Yep. You know, both players that as they got out wide found themselves into isolation opportunities and 1v1 opportunities, and it could be just as damaging from there. So I think he's taken on the role really well this summer.
And a bad pair of guys to pattern your game after, and Kevin De Bruyne and Eden Hazard, that's for sure. Especially if you're a Manchester City fan. The way that De Bruyne has performed for the Sky Blues over the years. In the meantime, here's Paul Bobai now for Duluth FC. And the ball wide, tracked down by Bellamy. A 4-4, 40-yard dash speed there of Josh Bellamy running that ball down.
Yeah, good from Paul there just to make sure Bellamy's got his full gate opened up here and
just making sure those legs are
activate the
loose.
hamstrings a bit. Yeah, there you go.
And Bellamy, for those of you who don't know, one of the fastest players in the Midwest. Is this ball now into space? Back door. Now here comes Edward Nyes, and we're going to play on here. Looks like the flag's going to go down. Again, not a bad idea, though. Here's Solaris now. He'll send it wide. Here is the aforementioned Josh Bellamy. Bellamy now going to bend the ball. Beautifully played on the outside. Now here's Nyes on the right foot. Got Edmondson on the overlap. Nyes will step inside. Now we'll play a ball in toward the 6. Cleared away.
I don't think he connected with that ball the way he wanted to, Matt.
I think he wanted to get a little more lift on that ball.
Yeah.
Didn't get under it as much as he wanted. Now here's Sumner turning and getting a shot away. And that one will ride high and wide. Don't mind having Dylan Sumner take that shot, though, Coach. He's one of those guys. He's got a wonderful right foot when he can get it right. So you'll live with Dylan Sumner taking that shot all day.
I like to see the midfielders take early shots from range, Matt. I think it changes a little bit of what the midfield has to do, how the defenders have to step to the ball. So even one that's going to blast kind of high like that one, I think actually kind of does a little bit in terms of the setup of the game to force defenders to have to defend properly.
That goal, by the way, the 30th of the MPSL North Conference campaign for the Blue Greens, and their 40th in all competitions, so 30th and 40th goals, respectively. As this ball comes in deep, now Eilers can't find it, and finally he will smother it, where Liam Pritchard can play it across the face of goal.
Yeah, Dylan way off his line there, and it needed to be.
And Duluth FC with that 4-3-3 formation, they've kind of become almost notorious for it, Coach, over the years. Duluth FC, a team that attacks, scores lots of goals. We've seen that over the years. And like I said, the most potent offense in the MPSL North by far. The Blue Greens, the only team coming into tonight that had scored more than 20 goals, and now Duluth FC has scored 30 this season. In North Conference action, as that ball to the far side carries a little bit too heavily. And we'll have a throw coming up. Far corner here for Minnesota Blizzard. Blizzard, just 8 goals on the season, Coach. They've been struggling to find offense.
Kick off your journey with our no-commission sales team and transparent service department at Volkswagen of Duluth. The official.
Nice to see Tyler Limmer, like you said, get his 5th goal this season. He's had kind of an interesting year. Scored his first 2 goals against Joy Athletic in the season opener. That was a 3-0 Blue-Green victory here. Seems like a long time ago. Then he went for a long spell where he couldn't find the back of the net. Now he's scored 3 goals in the last 4 games for the Blue Greens. So maybe finding that scoring touch at just the right time of year, Coach. Now Bellamy will go back. McDonald. Jake Starling. And now here's Zeke Foltz, who hasn't had much to do here so far in the first 15-plus minutes. Now Jake Starling, native of Dade City, Florida, will play toward midfield. Here is Edward Nyes. And Nyes being ridden on from behind by Tommy Zuzik. It'll be a free kick here coming up. Zuzik, by the way, plays his college soccer for St. Scholastica, so he's a local guy. At a certain point, I guess, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plays for Duluth FC assistant coach Barry Chasty. So there's a few connections between the two squads here tonight. McDonald now sending it wide. Edmondson, Kobai. And this one will go on a play. Throw for the Blue Greens here as we are about to go into the 17th minute. Of a 1-0 contest. Limmer the goal, the assist to Edward Nyes. Duluth FC leading it by that 1-0 tally as here's now Bellamy to the outside. Englishman to Englishman now as Pritchard crosses it in, and Eilers will go down, taking on a hop before Tyler Limmer could get in there and possibly score his second of the evening.
Matt, did Linares and Anderson switch sides?
He might have. I'm going to take a
after
look.
The goal,
yeah.
I thought I had Anderson on the right and Linares on the left. And I think they've switched that. And I don't know if maybe they're just trying to look at different matchups, trying to contain both both Liam and Edo.
On the throw now on the far side.
Trying to get different matchups possibly.
Could be, yeah, and Duluth FC. They don't switch sides a lot, do the Blue Greens in a 4-3-3. A lot of teams do. Pritchard is pretty much a right-footed player, so he'll play on that right side for the most part. And Nyes, even though Nyes is a right footer as well, but he's shifty enough that he can play balls in from the left. And this forward threesome has featured basically Pritchard on the right and Nyes on the left now for about 3 weeks. JJ Oyabamaji has been starting in that spot, but again, out in the lamp with an injury tonight. Tyler Limmer, who was the starting number 9 last year, all year for the Blue Greens, spelling him tonight. Oyabamaji in street clothes tonight. Oyabamaji, by the way, had a really good season for the Blue Greens. Scored 7 goals this year so far, Coach.
Yeah, it was a late addition.
Yeah,
and already on the score
he came in times. A couple of weeks into the year. And now here's Pritchard. Now he'll take it wide. Here's Nyes. Edward Nyes now stepping across. He'll turn and get a shot away. And I might have been going wide, but Eilers taking no chances with it. He'll just smother it. But Edward Nyes, if he can get some space there, Coach, he's going to be dangerous all night long.
Yeah, Matt, and I think it's going to keep happening. So Minnesota Blizzard, I would call them in a 3-5-2 right now. And I think that they're almost playing it like a 5-back, trying to help contain the forwards, the wide forwards for Duluth FC. But what's happening is the two forwards, the outside forwards for Duluth FC, Liam Pritchard, Edward Nyes, are finding their space in sort of the half space and finding space in between the outside center backs and the wing backs.
Edmondson now on the right side, crosses it in the middle, inviting ball. Trying to find it was Bellamy. Now Bobai stepping up. Several sets of feet in there, and now we'll try to clear it out while the Blizzard. Now they're trying to release Ahmed near side, and Archie McDonald will run that one down and play it back to Zeke Foltz.
So again, Matt, I think Minnesota Blizzard are trying to get those extra defenders into help. But what actually is happening is the Duluth FC players are sitting in that half space and actually pulling the center defenders wide. And so the wingbacks are actually just kind of stuck in sort of a no man's land type of situation.
Eyes now on the outside, and this one's going to be tackled out. We throw here for the Blue Greens, 20th minute. Blue Greens looking for that second goal here as the throw comes in. Nyes now dancing into the 18. Nyes now in the 6, and here's a shot attempt for Pritchard. He leaves it over the bar. And Liam Pritchard looking for his second goal of the season. Coach, that one, very inviting ball for the right side forward on the wing. And second really, really good ball that Nyes has played in there, Coach.
Yeah, and Anderson made an absolutely goal-saving challenge on that. Well-timed tackle. Because I think if he doesn't get a touch there, it's definitely 2-0.
Score a great deal at VW of Duluth with 0% APR on Taos and 2.9% on Atlas and Cross Sport. Kick off your journey with our no-commission sales team and transparent service department at Volkswagen of Duluth, the official dealership of Duluth FC. As we play on here, 21st minute. Duluth FC leading at 1-0, and now we'll have a throw right at midfield. Interesting that Nyes being more of a playmaker tonight, Coach, than a goal scorer. We've seen him score a bunch of goals here in these last about 3 or 4 weeks. But tonight he's looking to set up his teammates a little bit more, it appears, and so far looking very dangerous playing that ball in from that wing.
Yeah, and he might have to be more that ball player tonight, Matt. Again, because of the way that Minnesota Blizzard is set up, they're getting late reinforcements in from Linares. So you know Edward Nyes to be that guy that likes to cut back. He'll get the ball down near the byline. He'll cut back onto his right foot, and then he's looking to drive central. I think a lot of times he's going to run into back pressure from Linares covering into that space. And so that serve ball is probably going to be more at his disposal tonight.
Now Liam Linares is playing defense on that side. Free kick now for the Blizzard. As we approach the midway point here, this opening 45 minutes, Duluth FC with a goal in the back of the net. Courtesy of Tyler Limmer, his 5th of the season. That's where we stand, 1-0. As this free kick now. The 18, here's the header, and that one will go wide. And Foltz will take this goal kick here.
Well-timed run there. I think that was Anderson on the end of it.
Archie McDonald tangled up with Hamed. He'll go all the way back now. Zeke Foltz. Bit of a high press now here from the Blizzard. First time they've really been able to press, Coach. Duluth FC has had the bulk of the possession and has played a lot in the Blizzard end of the field here so far in the opening 45 minutes. Liam Pritchard now coming all the way back.
Yeah, and I think it's good for Minnesota Blizzard to press and try something different. Obviously, that is what Duluth FC wants. They want some of that space in behind for them to run into.
Josh Bellamy now for Duluth FC. Playing it wide now, Andreas Solaris. Solaris will carry. Plays it off into space. He was looking for Nyes, and that'll result in a blue-green throw.
Yeah, and I think Nyes more wants that ball to feet rather than into space.
Nice move there by Edmondson. Comes
Great
in the
turn.
18. Edmondson in the middle. Limmer with the shot attempt, and he leaves it high. Just got a little bit under it, did Tyler Limmer there.
Yeah, and I think he originally thought that Edward Nyes was going to go for the ball, and then as Limmer reacted to it, you could just see he was stretching out kind of in front of himself to get to it. And anytime you're stretching for a ball like that, you're going to be leaning back. You don't know where the ball is going to end up if you're leaning back, right?
Yeah, right through those football uprights to the right.
Keeping the ball kids active.
Yep. Ensure they get their money's worth here tonight. Off the goal kick now, Limmer. Sumner flipping it over the top. Limmer trying to bring it down. Now turns on the left foot. We'll play it wide now. Nyes. Edward Nyes now. Now crossing over, getting a shot attempt across the face of goal, and that one will go out. Are they going to call it a corner kick? Looks like they are. Jeremy Euchre pointing to the near side flag to our right. Wasn't sure if that took a deflection.
Yeah, I think Eller's got a touch on it. It looks like almost an awkward approach to it, but got enough of a touch on it.
FC hasn't scored many goals from corner kicks this year, Coach. It's one area where the Blue Greens, I think, would want to improve a bit, especially with the playoffs looming.
Well, they certainly they've had really good service, I think, from the corners. They have a number of players that can connect on them. They've got dangerous players in the box.
Now we're going to have a corner kick again taken here by Edmondson. It'll be an in-swinger with that left foot.
So the recipe is there, Matt, for them to start scoring on more points.
Pitcher's going to come in show short. Now Edmondson crossing in, back post, perfect ball, and then that one will be headed out.
Yeah, I think
That
Anderson
was
got his head on that one. It had to, Matt. Really good play from him.
McDonald and Starling were both there.
Anderson has been good tonight. You know, that's the second, kind of in the last couple minutes here where he's got his head on one on the offensive side. Now this one defensively, and again, needed to make it happen.
Nyes will take this corner kick far side this time. Bending ball, and Eilers punches it out. I'm not sure why. He could have just grabbed that ball. Now on the outside, here's Starling. Interesting choice there from Dylan Eilers.
Yeah, Matt, and I'm not surprised. A lot of times when you have a goalkeeper that doesn't have as much height, when he runs into traffic like that, it's almost a safer bet to try to punch it away.
Now here's McDonald coming up. He'll get a shot away, and Eilers will make the save going to his right. I was just surprised, Coach, because he had a lot of space there. He could have just grabbed that one.
I'm sure Archie McDonald's teammates will be telling him, okay, as the center back, that's your one chance to shoot tonight. Got it out of your system, and from now on, you'll play through us.
Tommy Zuzik, by the way, St. Scholastica product has subbed out. Kevin Morales has come in. Not sure if that's a physical problem for Zuzek or not.
Almost has to be, Matt, this early in the game.
Bellamy now will go back. McDonald in the middle, now Starling. With FC switching the field, here's Edmondson. One thing we have seen from the Blue Greens a little bit more this year, Coach, is that they've been not quite as direct as in past years where they've been playing it around a little bit in the back trying to find space. As Pritchard now stepping inside. Outside now Jake Starling. Starling for the Blue Greens.
Matt, it's a bit hard to see with the black jerseys. The players that are on the left side for Duluth, I'm wondering if the right sided players are having a hard time seeing them as they hit the shadows kind of in front of the Minnesota Blizzard bench.
Bellamy now. Here's Paul Bobai. Now this one is cleared up the middle. McDonald coming through. Will be now cleared to the far side where it's picked up by Nyes, who's game deep. Edward Nyes now. Edmondson. All 11 Blizzard players now behind the ball as Jake Starling on the right foot. McDonald. Pritchard for the Blue Greens. In the middle, here's Bobai, edge of the 18. In the middle now, here's Sumner. Back outside. Bellamy crossing it in, and Tyler's able to grab that one.
I like that build-up from Duluth FC. Really patient, testing them in centrally, getting the ball out wide, trying to decompress it a little bit, getting the ball back in central, trying to gather them, and then finding that final ball out to Josh Bellamy in a well-slotted ball there. And I think that's the recipe, Matt, tonight.
Here's Sumner now. He takes a spill, and we're going to have a whistle and a foul called now. I'll say this about Dylan Sumner. When he gets fouled, it's not cheap. Dylan, one of those guys who's very strong on his feet, doesn't go down very easily. Go by now, speaking of Sumner, he has it there.
Just gave just a little push in the back, a little
that's
return the favor as soon as he saw Jeremy Euchre's head turn. Veteran response there.
Yeah.
From Dylan Sumner.
McDonald now. Here's Bellamy. Checking back to the ball now, Limmer. Now Bellamy. Josh Bellamy now stepping over. And now he gets clipped about 20 yards from goal. Now result in another free kick here for the Blue Greens. At an angle. This is actually pretty close to the same location that we saw Miles Edmondson score a goal against Siouxland United earlier in the year, Coach. Which was one of the highlight reel goals of the season.
Yeah, that was a neat goal, wasn't it, Matt?
That was an interesting game as well. Duluth FC actually got a red card early in that second half. It was 1-1, and you were thinking Siouxland United might have a good shot at upsetting the Blue Greens that night. Edmondson playing 10 on 11, throw the ball right in the upper corner. Who would be the game winner? And he stands over this ball now on the left foot, Sumner on the right. Same pairing as we saw earlier on a free kick. Sumner actually hit the crossbar with.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if Miles isn't going for goal here. Possibly the near side here.
It's going to be Sumner, and here's a bending ball, and he scores. We're talking about texture on the goal, Coach, on that kick, and there's the second one, and Sumner with his second goal of the season, that one coming in the 30th minute.
Well, Matt, he had me fooled. I thought Miles Edmondson was going to play the in-swinging ball there. You could see there was a lot of space open on the near side. And obviously, Dylan Sumner kind of picked that out, and a really well-placed ball there. Not much. Once that ball's in flight, not much the goalkeeper could do about it.
Yeah, Eilers couldn't get over there and get that ball. That ball was perfectly placed by Sumner. We've seen him do that twice now in 2 games. The last 2 games at home. Did it against Sioux Falls Thunder as well last time Duluth FC was at home. And the Blue Greens now 31 goals for, 15 against, now plus 16 on the season. And the Blizzard now have given up 25 goals while scoring 8. And the Blue Greens out to a 2-0 lead here. Home fans liking, I think, how the Blue Greens are playing here tonight. Now here's Limmer. Limmer into the 18, now taking in wide. Lays it across the front, looking for Nyes. Nyes turns and gets his shot blocked. And now Edmondson. Ball still hasn't been cleared, and now the Blizzard will pump it forward. Duluth FC going goal hunting again, Coach. We talked about that being kind of a hallmark of Sean Morgan coach teams is that once they get one goal, they're going to look for more. As we get a little bit of smoke here after the goal from Sumner.
Yeah, Matt, you see the urgency kind of increase with each goal. Good sign from this team.
Now here's Nyes. Edward Nyes now to the outside. Edmondson on the left foot, bending a ball in. Lemner going up. Eilers couldn't find it, and now it'll be cleared. And actually, they're going to call it maybe offside against the Blue Greens here.
Yeah, I think he had Tyler Lemmer offside. That would be a curious one to me, Matt. I thought he looked like he was lined up in a decent position. But
could be wrong. Our angle isn't the greatest, by the way. We have to kind of rely on camera angles at times, but
Fans, Cirrus is the recognized global leader in personal aviation and is expanding
and
into
now a free kick here taken by the Blizzard to the near side. Josh Anderson, who, like you said, had a busy first half here for Minnesota Blizzard. Eilers now playing up the near side. McDonald rising up, trying to get his head to it. And after that free kick, Coach, it's not hard to see why this ball is now turned back by Archie McDonald. It's not hard to see why Dylan Sumner led Mercyhurst University in scoring this past year for the Lakers.
Yeah, if you have a sure bet on a set piece like that, man, you're going to start to rack them up, right?
He plays alongside Zeke Foltz and Felipe Santos with Mercyhurst. Speaking of Sumner, there's a ball intended for him.
Yeah, Duluth obviously has had a good tradition with that school.
Yeah, with Sidney Warden, who was the Golden Boot winner in Duluth FC history. Also played at Mercyhurst. So yeah, the Laker program has been good to Duluth FC over the years. As the throw comes in, now here's Bobai. All Bobai, a couple of players on him. He'll go back now, and Bellamy for Archie McDonald. McDonald picking it out, Miles Edmondson. Edmondson now has Nyes with him. Plays it to him on the end line. Edward Nyes trying to tiptoe his way into the 18. A little bit tight space there for Edo, and ends up going on a play, and it'll be a throw here for the Blue Greens.
Yeah, Reed Wolf did a nice job there on the right center back to sort of stifle Nyes on that play.
Jake Starling now. Archie McDonald.
Wolf is another Gustavus product, Matt. There's a few of them on this Minnesota Blizzard team.
Archie McDonald now for Duluth FC. We'll send it now. Here is Starling. Jake Starling now for the Blue Greens. Crosses midfield. Nyes now checking back. A little bit of pressure here from Hamed on McDonald, able to pick out Andre Solaris. Solaris goes over the top, looking for Nyes. I think he overhit it a bit, and I think we're going to call him offside anyway.
Offside, yeah. Matt, Archie McDonald's looked a little bit more comfortable tonight. That's been good to see. Like I said,
it took him a little bit of time to get his feet under him a little bit.
Well, Matt, it's so important, to get your center back pairing right. It's so much not just about what you do individually as a center back, but what you do with the pairing. And so every time you transition to another team, you have to get that pairing sorted out, and that can take a bit of time.
It's been sort of a revolving door. We talked about that, Coach, in the central defensive spot. The Blue Greens have tried several different combinations in there. Knew that Jake Starling would take one of those spots, Coach, but the other one's been kind of in flux. So.
Yeah, and again, by necessity, man, when you've got Nathan Porter that went out a couple games in, we talked about Dylan Zavatini. He's back.
In Colorado right now.
Yep.
Zavatini, who played a fair amount of central back defensive work here for the Blue Greens, especially last year in 2023. Now Sumner. This ball taken off of his foot by Kevin Morales, a substitute who came in for Tommy Zuzek. Now it's John Terry Broughton. Broughton now will play it near side. Sampson.
Yeah, and Broughton.
Gayasi.
Obviously frustrated out there. Was just looking for that ball back into feet from Gayasi.
Foltz now, who hasn't had to make a save so far here at the first 36 plus or 35 plus minutes, excuse me. McDonald will go back now for Zeke Foltz. Duluth FC after they had one more regular season game before they head off to the playoffs. It'll be against Siouxland United on Saturday down in Sioux City, Iowa. And it'll be a foul on Al Morales. Trying the infraction against Josh Bellamy. We'll have a free kick here for Minnesota Blizzard FC at an angle here. Anwar Hamed will stand over this one.
To wish a happy birthday, the 10th birthday to Theo Babinski.
Max Just will stand over this one now. Goals for the Blue Greens in the 10th and 30th minutes. Limmer his 5th. Dylan Sumner his 2nd. Giving the Blue Greens this 2-0 lead. As Just stands over this one. A little under that one.
Yeah, he's going to want that one back, Matt.
Just will send it to the far side of the field, and I believe that'll end up with a throw here for the Blue Greens. It's been a good first half for Duluth FC. Good response after what was a really frustrating game against Troy Athletic on Saturday. Frustrating for a number of reasons, most of which I think results from the fact that the Blue Greens opened up the scoring early in that game, Coach, and had a chance to go ahead by a couple, and then kind of the ceiling imploded a little bit on Duluth FC. As here's a great ball now, ball by coming in. Now it's Pritchard. Pritchard with a shot attempt, and the save is going to be made by Eilers, but it will result in a corner kick. How about that touch, though, from Bobai? Sending Pritchard on his way.
Yeah, really good turn there from Paul.
It looks like maybe it isn't going to be a corner kick. It'll actually be a goal kick. I thought that Eilers might have gotten a piece of that.
Yeah, and I think he did, but I actually think it came maybe off of Liam's knee there in the end.
So a really nice through ball there from Paul Bobai.
Liam elected to go on his own there. He had both Limmer and Nice on the far side to maybe look to slot it.
Throw now coming up here for the Blizzard as we go into the 39th minute. 2-0 Duluth FC in the lead. Blue Greens trying to close out another unbeaten home regular season campaign, Coach. We'll lose on this field real often. Just once in the last 2 years. As this ball now over the top. Nyes now. Playing it back. Here's Bobai with the shot attempt. Save is made by Eilers.
Wow, really nice job from Dylan Eilers there to get down as quickly as he did. Really springy play on his part.
Yeah, good look there from Bobai. For his 2nd goal of the year. Duluth FC, 15 different players have found the back of the net. We talked about that before. Bobai, one of them.
A little bit too casual there from Edward Nyes. Just needs to check his shoulder, occupy that space, kind of block the lane into the ball.
So Lars now will send it wide. Josh Bellamy. Liam Pritchard. Back in the ball by. All kinds of space for Paul Bobai. Closes it down quickly now as it poked off of his foot. So Lars will clean up.
From Jeremy Euchre on that.
You're really impressed with our center referee tonight, aren't you? Here's Bobai. Bobai to his right now, spinning to his left. Still on the ball. Gives it off. Pritchard with a shot! And just hit the side netting.
Eilers with another good touch there just to push that wide. But yeah, Matt, Jeremy Euchre, he's been doing his
well, you and I have known him for how long?
Speed, agility, and quickness work, Matt.
How long have you and I known
quite
Jeremy?
A while, Matt,
yeah,
but he's gotten more cat-like in his recent years.
Always amuses me because he keeps telling me every time I see him how much older he's getting. That's what he tells me virtually every time I see him.
You looked youthful on that one, Matt.
Corner kick right side now. I've been sitting on the left foot. Will be an in-swinger. There it is coming in. Punched away by Eilers up the middle. Sumner now. Back outside. Edmondson. And needs to be offside. Yeah. And we'll have a free kick here for the Blizzard. 41st minute. 2-0 your score. Sears is the recognized global leader in personal aviation and is expanding in Duluth. Voted as Duluth's best large employer, Sears offers on-site training, competitive pay, paid time off, 401k match, and career growth opportunities. Visit SearsAircraft.com to apply today. Archie McDonald using that 6'4" frame of his to head that ball forward. That's one area where Archie McDonald does not struggle, Coach, is in the air.
Yeah, obviously, Matt's got a sizable advantage there.
Yeah, tallest player on Duluth FC's team this year is Archie McDonald. Duluth FC, though, good size throughout the lineup. Perhaps the lone exception being the leading goal scorer, Nyes. Nyes about 5'7". But just about everybody else in the starting lineup is 5'9", 5'10", and above, which helps on set pieces. And McDonald very good in the air. As this ball now into space,
there.
looking for Paul Bobai, who's making a run on. And that one will go out for a goal kick.
This Blizzard goal kick is energized by Synovus Energy.
Dylan Eilers, who's made a couple of really good saves in this first half. Duluth FC with 2 goals. Might have had more. Pritchard had a great look. Tyler Limmer, who already has a goal, also had a really good look earlier on in the half, Coach. So it could have been 3 or 4-0 at this point. As it is, the Blue Greens with a 2-goal advantage here as we head towards halftime. Starling picking out Bobai. And Bobai's been available basically throughout the first half, Coach. He's been finding a lot of space.
Yeah, he's been really good at finding those pockets in the midfield, Matt.
Now a ball over the top. Foot race now. Hamed, McDonald, and now Foltz will drift to his right. He'll pick it up. And he'll toss it for Jake Starling. Starling now. Edmondson. Bobai. Starling now. Nice move there by Jake Starling. Just so heady as Jake Starling.
Nutmeg from the captain there.
Yeah, ball over the top now. Here's Pritchard. Flag stays down. Pritchard on the run, edge of the 18. Crosses it in. Here's the shot attempt by Tyler Limmer. The save by Eilers, and it'll go out of play.
Another really good save there from Dylan Eilers. And again, Matt, that's the exact ball we want from Liam Pritchard. Really, really nicely slotted ball there, right in the path of Tyler Limmer.
Corner kick here coming up.
Limmer did everything right on that one, Matt. Just another really quality save from Dylan Eilers.
Here's the corner kick in now. Headed up the middle. Nyes. Outside, Starling. Bellamy now. All the Blizzard players now trapped about 30 yards or so away from their own goal defending. Here's Sumner. Dylan Sumner now. Bobai. Maybe that ball a little bit too deep. Probably could have gone a little bit wider with it. Now Nyes able to keep it in on the touchline. Nyes now dancing through.
What an effort there from Edward Nyes to keep that ball in.
Now clear back up the middle. Starling back in the middle now for McDonald. Yeah, those nifty and quick feet of Edward Nyes are showing through on that sequence, Coach.
Yeah, and the hustle just to get to the end line, keep
Here's
that ball in
Nyes.
play.
Edmondson crossing it in, and that one took a couple of deflections. That was going to result in a corner kick, but others will pick it up, and now he'll hold on to it here. 45th minute. We'll see how much added time. Probably not a whole lot. Maybe a minute or two at the most before we reach the break. As it comes up the middle.
Yeah, Matt, I can't imagine there'd be much more than that.
Ahmed got away with a handball there. Now he's coming forward with it, and now he'll take down Josh Bellamy from behind. And we'll have a free kick, and the Blue Green's going to start quickly here. Bobai. A little far side of the field. Nyes, who's found a lot of joy up on that far wing. Now in the middle. McDonald, as we are now into extra time. Like I said, maybe a minute or two. Nice pass there from Bobai, finding Pritchard. Liam Pritchard now crossing across the top of the 18. Poked off of his foot. John Terry Broughton now for Minnesota Blizzard. He's clearing ball, intercepted by Miles Edmondson. Now Bobai. Nice ball on the outside. Here's Nyes. Eyes now cutting in, left foot. Limmer turns, gets a shot away, and he scores!
Great turn there from Limmer.
Limmer with his 6th. Second time he's hooked up. Edward Nyes on the assist. And it's 3-0. Blue Greens in the lead here. Just before halftime.
Yeah, and I think the Duluth bench and staff and really the squad will feel really good about that, Matt. I think to go in 3-0 at halftime rather than 2-0 just gives you a little bit more sense of purpose coming back in the second half. I think it allows the staff to be a little bit more flexible in the way they approach the second half. Really important to get that third goal.
3-goal lead now for the Blue Greens. Just before halftime, I wouldn't expect there's probably more a couple of ticks of the clock remaining here before we hit the break. Very clinical that time, though, from Tyler Limmer. And like I said, it's good to see him get back on the scoring side now. 16 goals in his Blue-Green career, 6 this season.
Yeah, and a first half brace, Matt. He'll feel good about that, and he should.
Eyes now trying to release Limmer again, looking for the hat trick. And now Broughton. John Terry Broughton now for the Blizzard. Ahmed turning on the right foot. Then distribute wide, left it a little bit short. Trying to pick up Josh Anderson, intercepted by Bellamy.
Yeah, and Bellamy read that one, didn't he?
Yeah, and that is how the opening 45 minutes will land. Impressive from the Blue Greens. 2 goals from Tyler Limmer. Additional tally off a free kick from Dylan Sumner for Limmer. Goals 5 and 6 on the season. Edward Nyes getting assists on both of those tallies, and the free kick goal from Sumner. He has second. 3-0 Blue Greens at the half. You can't really complain about much that Duluth FC did in that opening 45 minutes, Coach.
No, man, it's a professional half from Duluth FC. Really didn't give up any kind of clear-cut chances. They were strong in the midfield, and again, they were efficient in the final third. They looked dangerous, and they capitalized on opportunities.
So 3 goals in the back of the net in the opening 45 minutes for the Blue Greens. They lead it by the score of 3-0. And with that being the case, we will take an extended audio break and then come back with the start of the second half of this MPSL North Conference home regular season finale for the Blue Greens against Minnesota Blizzard in about 20 minutes. Your score 3-0 at the break. This is Blue Green Soccer brought to you by the Duluth FC Stream Team.
Welcome to Volkswagen of Duluth. From our no commission sales team to our transparent video maintenance, you are our priority. As you explore, you'll feel the excitement and confidence that comes with driving a Volkswagen. From the North Shore down to Canal, discover Duluth in a whole new way. Come visit us. Your adventure starts with Volkswagen of Duluth.
For nearly 75 years, the Synovus Superior Refinery has been an important part of our community. Our employees live and work here. From the creation of jobs to fueling marine transportation, the products we make help energize our region. At Synovus, we believe in giving back to our community.
Synovus is proud to support Duluth FC. Good luck on your 2024 season, Blue Greens.
Synovus Energy, invested in our community.
I'm Dr. Jordan Lindholm. I'm a family medicine physician. I think it's really important to have your own primary care provider because we're kind of the first stop, and then we can refer you to the specialist if that is what's needed. We like to explore the parks and trails of Duluth, both good for exercise as well as it's good for your overall mental health. When I see all the improvement that my patients have made over time, it feels very rewarding. That's the reason why I went into medicine.
It doesn't have to be complicated to be cool. Simple is cool. With the G7, everything is in reach.
My name is Dr. Joel Edwall, and I'm a family medicine physician. I think a lot of wellness comes down to balancing simple things like sleep, going outside, being active and moving, not staring at a screen for 12 hours a day, diet and eating the right foods at the right times. I think we live happier, healthier, more productive lives. We have more energy, we have better relationships with those around us, and we have an overall higher quality of life.
Welcome to Volkswagen of Duluth. From our no-commission sales team to our transparent video maintenance, you are our priority. As you explore, you'll feel the excitement and confidence that comes with driving a Volkswagen. From the North Shore down to Canal, discover Duluth in a whole new way. Come visit us. Your adventure starts with Volkswagen of Duluth.
For nearly 75 years, the Synovus Superior Refinery has been an important part of our community. Our employees live and work here. From the creation of jobs to fueling marine transportation, the products we make help energize our region. At Synovus, we believe in giving back to our community.
Synovus is proud to support Duluth FC. Good luck on your 2024 season, Blue Greens.
Synovus Energy, invested in our community.
I'm Dr. Jordan Lindholm. I'm a family medicine physician. I think it's really important to have your own primary care provider because we're kind of the first stop, and then we can refer you to the specialist if that is what's needed. We like to explore the parks and trails of Duluth, both good for exercise as well as it's good for your overall mental health. When I see all the improvement that my patients have made over time, it feels very rewarding. That's the reason why I went into medicine.
It doesn't have to be complicated to be cool. Simple is cool. With the G7, everything is in reach.
My name is Dr. Joel Edwall, and I'm a family medicine physician. I think a lot of wellness comes down to balancing simple things like sleep, going outside, being active and moving, not staring at a screen for 12 hours a day, diet and eating the right foods at the right times. I think we live happier, healthier, more productive lives. We have more energy, we have better relationships with those around us, and we have an overall higher quality of life.
Welcome to Volkswagen of Duluth. From our no commission sales team to our transparent video maintenance, you are our priority. As you explore, you'll feel the excitement and confidence that comes with driving a Volkswagen. From the North Shore down to Canal, discover Duluth in a whole new way. Come visit us. Your adventure starts with Volkswagen of Duluth.
For nearly 75 years, the Synovus Superior Refinery has been an important part of our community. Our employees live and work here. From the creation of jobs to fueling marine transportation, the products we make help energize our region. At Synovus, we believe in giving back to our community.
Synovus is proud to support Duluth FC. Good luck on your 2024 season, Blue Greens.
Synovus Energy, invested in our community.
I'm Dr. Jordan Lindholm. I'm a family medicine physician. I think it's really important to have your own primary care provider because we're kind of the first stop, and then we can refer you to the specialist if that is what's needed. We like to explore the parks and trails of Duluth, both good for exercise as well as it's good for your overall mental health. When I see all the improvement that my patients have made over time, it feels very rewarding. That's the reason why I went into medicine.
Wow! It doesn't have to be complicated to be cool. Simple is cool. With the G7, everything is in reach.
My name is Dr. Joel Edwall, and I'm a family medicine physician. I think a lot of wellness comes down to balancing simple things like sleep, going outside, being active and moving, not staring at a screen for 12 hours a day, diet and eating the right foods at the right times. I think we live happier, healthier, more productive lives. We have more energy, we have better relationships with those around us.
The same lineup here.
We are back here at Walt Hunting Stadium and Marv Heikkinen Field in Duluth, Minnesota. 3-0 your score. Matt Johnson alongside Coach Joe Mooney here in Duluth. Duluth FC, their final regular season home game for the 2024 slate. They lead at 3-0 on the strength of 2 Tyler Limerick goals, his 5th and 6th goals of the season. Sandwiching a goal by Dylan Sumner off a free kick, his 2nd of the year. It is 3-0 as we get ready to begin the second half, Coach. And it'll be interesting to see now not just the adjustments the two teams make, but also any substitution patterns that we see for the Blue Greens. I know that the Blizzard have already made a couple of changes. We'll talk more about those as we go along here. But the Blue Greens right now looking like they might be well on their way to win number 7, trying to lock in that number 2 seed at the very least here, Coach, for the forthcoming MPSL North Conference playoffs. We haven't told you about our next broadcast because we're not exactly sure who and when it'll be. But when we get that information, or when that information becomes available, you can go to DuluthFC.com. We'll have all of the information for Duluth FC's potential home playoff game. And like I said, they are right in line for another playoff home game, Coach. It's become kind of a tradition for the Blue Greens to play their first home game, or their first playoff game at home. They've done it the last 2 years. And I think they've done it a total of 4 times in club history. But in the meantime, we're going to have a free kick here coming up to begin the second half. Like I said, 3-0 your score. Duluth FC will actually, like I said, close out the regular season against Siouxland United down in Sioux City, Iowa, and then they'll have a week off where we find out the pairings for the MPSL North playoffs. But the Blue Greens fully expect to be home in that first round, Coach, and like I said, right now it's looking like it'll either be Twin Stars or Joy Athletic. That'll be the opponent for the Blue Greens. 2 teams that have already beaten Duluth FC this year. Although they both fell to Duluth FC when they played them here in Duluth, so it'll be another talking point perhaps down the road. In the meantime, now the Blizzard trying to play a ball through, and this one will go into the 6, and Zeke Foltz will play it at his feet. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see what kind of changes are made here. Blizzard trying to avoid going to 0-7-2 on the season. They've got 3 extra games to play on it. It'll be next at home will be Blizzard. By the way, they'll be taking on, as I look at my notes here, Twin Stars on Saturday. They played in Lakeville. They'll have 2 extra games. The Blue Greens have played more games than anybody else so far in the MPSL North. That's why they get all of next week off, which doesn't come at a bad time considering the 4th of July is right around the corner here, Coach. And the guys probably could use a little bit of a break.
Yeah, if nothing else, Matt, just to get a couple guys fit that are on some nagging injuries.
It's a rather condensed summer schedule, as I think everybody that follows the Blue Greens know. They play a lot of games in a very short space of time. It's not all that unlike their college seasons for the most part, but again, it is a grind. As here's Jake Starling now. Paul Bobai will send it wide. Now here's Miles Edmondson. Edmondson for the Blue Greens. Angling ball. Here's Tyler Limmer. And Limmer now will have a throw, and he'll take it quickly. Figures it in now. Edmondson in the middle looking for Nyes, and just overshot him because Nyes had about 15 yards of space in front of him to go into the 18 had he been able to corral that ball. In the meantime, now it's Bobai. Paul Bobai outside. Edmondson. Ball toward the 6. Cleared away now by the Blizzard. And Solaris will win that one back for Starling at midfield. Martian McDonald. Now Liam Pritchard. Pritchard in the middle now. Bobai. And to return the pass for Pritchard. That one broken up. Blue Greens will again reset here. Solaris, Nyes. Edward Nyes sitting on 12 goals for the year. Now takes a deflection. In the middle here now is Edmondson getting a shot away. Save is made by Eilers. Ball still loose, and then Eilers will corral it after it deflected off the chest of Edward Nyes. A couple of substitutions. Matoka Amanga in for the Blizzard, by the way, as well. Make that substitution at halftime. Now here's a ball forward. Foot race now. Foltz well off of his line. We'll clear that over the far side, and we'll have a throw here coming up. For the Blizzard.
Matt, it looks like the Blizzard have maybe changed systems here in the second half. It looks more like they're in a 4-3-3 now with pulling Anderson more into a fullback. He was in that right wing-back spot. Or sorry, left wing-back spot. They've switched him back to the right side, so he's in that right fullback spot now.
And the Blizzard being coached by Forrest Randall, who has some local ties. I know we talked about that a little bit before the game. Haven't really touched it all that much. But he's the local soccer product as Nyes trying to send the ball forward, and now he takes an elbow to the face and maybe inadvertent. Jeremy Euchre says we play on. Now Limmer. Tyler Limmer. Nice touch to the outside now. Edmondson tried to trigger it through the middle. That one broken up. And now Josh Bellamy, who's been very solid so far on the right outside back.
Yeah, he's had some nice movement forward too, Matt.
Dylan Sumner. Bobai now. Now he gets tripped up. Tried to go through about 4 Blizzard players there. Now Starling against John Terry Broughton. Now plays it right side. Now Langling ball over the top. Overhit it. I thought he was trying to get the ball. Maybe Josh Anderson was trying to hit Hamed, who was coming down the middle. Overhit the ball a bit, though. Now Pritchard. One-on-one against Samson Gayazi. Takes him to the outside. Now Pritchard into the middle, and that one will be cleared away. It's one of the things that Liam Pritchard has advanced his game a little bit this year, Coach. He tried to get to the byline a lot in the first half of the year, but now he's going to play that ball a little bit earlier in the middle of the 18.
Yeah, and I think it's made him a lot more effective, Matt. It's made him more predictable for the other forwards to kind of base their movement off of.
And Tyler Limmer and him, I know we're having conversations about that earlier. Here's Limmer, by the way, on the ball.
Neat footwork there from Tyler Limmer.
Now Sumner takes a spill. We play on. Now Amanga has that ball go over his foot. It'll come near side. Jake Starling will take the throw.
Matt, with the changing formation, I think that Minnesota Blizzard are looking a little bit better as they're coming out. Just a little bit more purposeful in the way that they're breaking out of their back line.
So, offside call here against Nyes as he came forward.
So as we talked about, Matt, it looks like Anderson has switched out to the right side then, and they've kept the same three in the back and just kind of shifted them left with Wolf and Cascone just taking on the true central defender spots, and then Kiasi out on the left there. They've got the three forwards now up top, Frost, Hamed, and Amanga, who came on at halftime.
And this ball now to the far side. Here's Broughton now getting a step.
Matt, he's been pretty tidy tonight, John Terry Broughton.
Now, diminutive player playing it in the middle now. Here's Hamed. Squaring it out on the outside. Kevin Morales. Sending it wide now. Amanga. And now here's a shot attempt. Off the right foot of Kevin Morales that is scooped up off the turf now by Zeke Bolts. Hasn't had much to do with it.
Yeah, that ball really didn't get a lot behind it. There wasn't much sting to it.
Now here's Nyes on the counter. Edward Nyes. Titus getting that hat trick opportunity for Tyler Limmer. That ball knocked down. Now Edmondson. Munga trying to slide him from behind.
Good tackle there from Solaris.
Edmondson. 1-2 now with Limmer. And now Eilers will give it a ride back toward midfield. And we're going to have a foul called now on Solaris getting the back of Broughton.
Yeah, and I think it may have actually been the original one, Matt, between Amanga and Jake Starling. I think Jeremy Euchre just letting the play on there for a second to see if anything developed. When Solaris came in and broke it up, I think he called the original foul.
Interesting that we haven't seen any of the Blue Greens get off the bench to warm up, coach. So it looks like Sean Morgan, for the time being, we're going to stick with this 11.
Yeah, and again, Matt, I think he obviously has to be happy with the way the first half went, and I don't think anybody really played themselves out of the spot coming into the second half.
Well, and it's one of those situations also as Fultz will slide this one to the far side. I think you also have to take in consideration they're only 2 games away from the playoffs.
Right.
So you're trying to get that chemistry just down where you want it to be now going into single elim, MPSL playoffs here coming up in the next couple of weeks. And, it's important to get that chemistry just right if you can. And Solaris now. Angling ball. Here's Nyes. Edward Nyes now. Turns, gets a shot away. Hits a post for the second time. In fact, it's the crossbar. Nyes from Sumner. Now crossing over, gets a shot away, save is made. Rebound is there, still in the middle.
Keep it down, Matt.
And there's a shot and a goal by Sumner. Eilers is down. It is going to be a goal.
Matt, and actually, I wonder if they should have played that dead. With Ehlers down, it's a head injury. I think he took that ball off the face on Nice's original shot. And any kind of a head injury is supposed to be an automatic stoppage of play. But yeah, obviously, Duluth played on and had every right to before any kind of a whistle.
It's hard for us because from our angle, coach, it's hard to see whether he actually got him in the head. Dylan Sumner on the goal, his second of the night. So now we have 2 for Sumner, and we have 2 for Tyler Limmer. For Sumner, his 3rd goal.
Number 16, Dylan Sumner.
Yeah, I guess, again, I'm a little bit surprised. Good finish and well played out by Duluth FC there, but I'm a bit surprised that the officiating didn't just maybe convene there to talk about that. And I'm actually a little bit surprised that Blizzard didn't put up more of a challenge on it. Yeah.
It was kind of anticlimactic in a way just because ours was down and we weren't quite sure. I'm just kind of surprised as you were, coach, that didn't get whistled down. Play was going on though. That's a tough call for an official when the ball is just sitting in the middle of the 18.
Yeah.
And, we're just waiting to see if it's going to be deposited. That's one of those kind of subjective calls for referees. It's technically when a player goes down, you don't have to stop the play, but
yeah, but any kind of a head injury, it's supposed to be an automatic stoppage.
Right, yeah, and that's the hard part, coach, is that, do you stop the play there, assuming that it is a head injury, or do you just play on, or maybe it isn't a head injury and you don't know.
Right.
And then in that case, Duluth FC has every right to go on and try to score the goal, which they did. So.
Yeah. And to be fair, Ehlers does look like he's doing all right. which is good to see.
Unless, like I said, he actually didn't get knocked in the head. Now here's Pritchard, by the way, crossing it in the middle. Now here's Edmondson stepping through. Edmondson with the shot, and he scores. 2 goals in 2 minutes for the Blue Greens. Edmondson with his second. I think the assist will go to Liam Pritchard on that play.
Yeah, and another good service from Liam Pritchard. That ball actually made it all the way through the box, passed up 2 or 3 other Blue Greens on the way over there. Matt, for Liam Pritchard, I know he thinks of himself as a goal scorer, and he obviously has some goals to his credit throughout his years, but I think he's enjoying his role as sort of being the assist merchant at this point.
Yeah, I think Liam, beginning of the year, I think he was looking to score goals, I think, on his own, maybe from that wing spot, but now he seems to. And this is, again, kind of the evolution of his game so far this season, where he's delivering that ball a bit earlier now, and guys are coming in now from that weak side, from behind. And we've seen Limmer score a couple of goals that way. We've seen Edward Nye score a couple of goals that way as well. Not tonight, but in other games, and now Edmondson gets on the board.
Yeah, so again, good for Liam for, I think, just kind of adding that to his arsenal, and really, I think, just kind of adding a level to his play. Shout out to Miles Edmondson there for getting on the score sheet as well. Always good to see your fullbacks get on the score sheet.
His first goal since the game winner against Siouxland United once upon a time earlier in the year. And, of course, the team the Blue Greens will close out the regular season against this coming Saturday. Now on the outside, there's a ball in, and there's a shot in the goal. Limmer with the hat trick. Pritchard on the assist again. It's 3 goals in 3 minutes, and the Blue Greens now lead at 6-0.
Yeah, man, I love to see Tyler Limmer back in his element and really just doing what he does best, getting on the end of balls, scoring goals. And again, it's good to see a forward that works to that rate get rewarded for it.
And that ties him now with Sidney Warden with the most goals in Duluth FC history. So Tyler Limmer has a chance to become the all-time leading scorer for the Blue Greens over the next couple of games here. And just like that, Duluth FC now going to make 3 substitutions. That's what 3 goals in 3 minutes will do for you.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. I think good for Sean Morgan here to get some fresh legs in. And, you know, you talked about the chemistry you want to develop right before playoffs, but obviously needed to balance that with just freshness and injury prevention and all that.
So 3 new players coming in. Felipe Oliveira going to come in. Axel Batal looks like, and also Manny Morales still coming in here for the Blue Greens, and they'll get some extended playing time here tonight. Still more than a half hour left to go tonight. So it's good to get those bench guys in, and I would be, like I said, not surprised if Sean Morgan brings in the remaining substitutes as well before all is said and done tonight.
Good to see all 3 Blue Greens over there giving high fives. Even the ball kids got a high five.
One of the things that the ball kids seem to really enjoy is being around the Blue Greens.
Well, Matt, they're so invested in the community up here.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. I mean, if you look at the crowds usually here at Blunt Hunting Stadium for games, there's a lot of young faces in the crowds. There's Axel Patal, by the way, trying to step through.
When all these guys are doing, you know, they're coaching different teams in the community. They're doing, you know, lessons with the teams. They're running camps, you know, volunteering to run camps in Duluth and Superior, and just they're all over the place, really trying to build soccer in the community and again just build relationships throughout the summer while they're here. Really cool to see.
Edmondson now, nice bending ball. Here's Limmer. Tyler Limmer now stepping inside. Tyler Limmer on the right foot, bends it and just misses the back post. I think, unless I'm mistaken, and don't quote me on this, but that would have made him the all-time leading scorer in Duluth FC history, I think. Had Limmer being able to put that in the back of the net.
Matt, you're the stats guy. Like I try to do as little math as possible.
10 goals last year for Tyler Limmer, 7 this season. And really good to see him start fighting the back of the net again, Coach, after he had a bit of a spell there. Talked about in the first half where he just seemed like he was a little bit snake-bit. He had some great opportunities, some really good looks. Just couldn't find the back of the net. Here's Nyes now waiting for that ball to settle, and instead it will be grabbed on the hop here by Dylan Eilers, who's had a busy night back there. But if you look at the scoring now for the Blue Greens this season, we talked about 15 different guys have found the net now. 12 goals for Nyes, 7 each now for J.J. Oyabamaji, who is not dressed tonight. Tyler Limmer also with 7 goals. Combined 14 goals from the respective number 9s in the lineup here for the Blue Greens on the roster this year. 12 Nyes. Dylan Sumner now with 3 goals. And like I said, nice to see Miles Edmondson get on the scoreboard here tonight as well. Speaking of Edmondson here, he's got this ball now with the left foot. Playing it forward now, Limmer. The sense that Limmer really wants that 4th goal tonight as he comes barreling in now on the edge of the 18. Thing is with Limmer is he's one of those guys that's always looking for the next goal, coach, not thinking about the ones he's already scored.
Yeah, he stays hungry, Matt.
Blue Greens now plus 20 this year in goal differential now in MPSL North action. That leads everybody, by the way.
Matt, we talk about the players and how invested they are in the community. So Rory Doyle obviously out right now, but he's down at the bottom of the bleachers here and just surrounded by Superior Soccer Association kids.
Here's Morales now. Manny Morales, his first touch since coming in. Plays it across. Nyes wide open. Edward Nyes comes in with the left foot, and he will score. Mistake there. You can't give Nyes that much room. Nyes with his 13th goal of the season. Golden Boot candidate. Off an assist from Manny Morales, and it now is 7-0. That goal coming in the 63rd minute. Goals are coming fast and furious now, Coach.
Yeah, Matt, I think that's something that obviously for Duluth, kind of wanted to check that box. Make sure you keep your leading goal scorer on the score sheet and keep that streak going.
13 goals for Nyes now. And now we're going to have 2 more substitutions, actually 3 more.
And off goes the Belgian flag through the stands, Matt. Good to see.
Yep, followed by the Duluth FC flag, which was a welcome sight. Now we're going to have, it's like Andre Solaris is going to check out, Nyes is going to check out, and Limmer are all going to be done for the evening here, it appears. And it looks like it's going to be, actually Oriana's going to come in. They're going to move him to a holding midfield role, it looks like, and he's in for Solaris. In the meantime, on the far side,
yeah, and I think that's the right role
Felipe
for
Santos coming in. And Felipe Artiega. So now we've got all 3 Felipes on the field. That's going to test my play-by-play ability.
Looks like Felipe Artiega maybe forgot to get his jewelry out of his ears there.
Yeah.
That'll drive a coach nuts.
And I think they'll let it go now with a 7-goal lead here.
So I think, Matt, what they'll do is they'll put Artiega on the right side and Manny Morales on the left side, and they're actually going to play
Santos as the target.
Santos as the number 9, yeah.
Yeah, Oliveira is definitely a midfielder by trade. Santos, who has the ball now, usually a wing player.
Yeah, Matt, he's got the speed and the flair of a wing player, but I think it'll be good to see him in the number 9 position. And again, just, with JJ out, just kind of see what kind of depth they have in that number 9. He obviously has the talent and the goal-scoring prowess to be able to play as a central forward like that.
Now on the outside, here's Artiega with it. Artiega trying to cross it in. I'll reflect out. We'll have a corner kick. Always happy when I see Felipe Artiega get into a game, Coach. He's
comes in and makes an immediate impact, wins a corner.
3-year blue-green is Felipe Artiega. In fact, Oliveira is a 3-year blue-green as well.
The trio of
Santos is in his 2nd year, yeah. So the trio of Felipes is out there right now for Duluth FC. And here's Edmondson now who has a goal. He'll take the corner kick, bending ball in the middle. Eiler's now punching it in the air. Oriana trying to get up for it. Now here's Starling loading one up, and that one took a serious deflection. That's one of those where you hope everybody's okay.
Yeah, Matt, that had a lot of sting to it.
Yeah. Starling just loading up on that one.
Yeah, he caught that really sweetly. A smile on his face, as I'm sure that one felt good.
Yeah. Oliveira. Now Morales, and that'll go out of play, and we'll have a throw here. 66th minute. And ask Jake about that one. I'm sure he'll have a big smile on his face when I bring that one up to him in this game. Now Oliveira was another guy who can really crank it, as we've seen over the years.
Yeah, didn't catch that one the way he wanted to. Matt, love to see Felipe Oliveira get on the field here.
Another one of your players.
And he loves this club, Matt.
Yeah, he really does. Watching him both for Duluth FC and for your team, UW Superior, during the fall, he's a guy that just really gets a kick out of being on the field and playing, and loves both programs. He's, like I said, he's a 3-year blue-green now.
Yeah.
So Paul Bobai, who's playing that ball forward, and we have an injury. It's going to be Max Just that is down behind the play here for the Blizzard. 67th minute.
Yeah, that was kind of an awkward collision, and got the ball, I think, right on the top of his head. And those ones can hurt not just on your dome, Matt, but then also like in the neck area too. Kind of compress those vertebrae a little bit. Those never feel very good.
Recapping the scoring here in the half, by the way, goals in the 55th, 56th, 57th, and 63rd minute for Duluth FC tonight. In the second half. So that's called high efficiency, and that's when you start emptying the bench, Coach. We were kind of wondering when the bench was going to be empty. We got our answer with that 4-goal flurry here.
Well, again, Matt, I think it just gives you opportunity as a coach to get different players on and just maybe protect bodies and save legs a little bit. One of the players subbed off. I'll give a quick shout out to Josh Bellamy. His parents just arrived back. They were out in Wisconsin and Minnesota for about a week to visit him. And
yeah, I actually got a
quite
chance.
The journey back yesterday. It sounds like they were
really
stuck on the tarmac for quite a few hours, Josh said. So, Neil, Victoria, if you're still awake, shout out to you guys. Thanks for coming over. Great to see you.
Even if they're not awake, I know that for a fact that the Bellamy's always watch the replay. So,
well, I wonder if it made them miss. I didn't even ask Josh if it made them miss the England game yesterday in the Euros. If they did, you guys didn't miss much.
Do we want to broach that topic? I've been kind of following that saga a little bit, Coach. It's
well, you could say one of two things, Matt. Either they haven't clicked quite yet, or they won their group.
It's
so
all a matter of
there's
perspective.
two ways to look at it.
There's been a lot of, I guess the big word and the right word would be consternation. Would be the best term, I think, for the way that England has played so far in the Euros.
I think they have the toughest press in terms of critics. Most critical press, I think, and so it's always going to be a kind of a watchful eye.
The Euros are pretty open right now. France hasn't exactly been setting the world on fire either. They've been a little bit disappointing.
No, I think
Germany's looked good.
I think the most dominant performance so far has probably been from Spain.
Yeah, Spain has looked very good. I think universally people have been very impressed with what Spain has done. That Spanish team is very young. There's a lot of good young players on that Spanish team. That's one of the things about Spain. They're a fun team to watch because they pass the ball so well. Got some explosive wing players too. They've looked good.
Yeah, and the young players, like you said, Matt. Jamal is 16 years old.
16
and he got on, and he looked every bit a senior player, didn't he?
He did indeed. And then the scary thing about him, you look at him, you watch him how mature he is for this game, and then you see his face and you realize that he is literally in grade school. High school basically.
Yeah. Mom and Dad still driving him to the games, right?
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't even have a driver's license yet. It's amazing, really, when you think about it. They were comparing him. I think they were talking about some of the guys who've made their national team debuts at an early age. Lionel Messi's name came up.
Yeah.
As a guy who, as he made his debut for Argentina, I think when he was 17 or 18.
Yeah, went off to have a pretty decent career, didn't he?
Yeah, he did all right for himself, I'd say. Goal kick now coming up here. What do you think of the Copa, by the way?
It's been a fun one to watch as well.
Yeah.
The U.S. had a nice performance the other night. I mean, albeit against Bolivia, but I thought they looked like they were enjoying themselves out there.
A lot of question marks about that team after their thumping at the hands of Colombia in a friendly game earlier on. But I think that Colombian team is pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's lead-up games right now, and then you look at the next game. Obviously, to draw with Brazil was a much better statement from the U.S.
Brazil seems like they're a little bit in a rut as well. I'm going to watch them against Costa Rica. And
yeah, I think it's important to remember. Costa Rica's no slouch.
Very disciplined. They play their style. They also pack it in the middle. You have to really break them down. They're not going to break themselves down.
Yeah, it's
I'm not sure the chemistry is there for Brazil right now.
Some World Cup success as well, Costa Rica. So, and I do think Brazil had a couple of moments where they'll probably feel a little bit hard done. I did think there was probably a foul that should have led to a penalty.
And Vinicius Jr., I know the play you're talking about. In the meantime now, speaking of Brazil, here's what Brazilian to another Brazilian, and that ball now played out.
One Felipe to another Felipe. Yeah. Makes our job easy, Matt.
Yeah. Exactly.
When a third of your lineup is a Felipe, it makes it easy to get the names out correctly.
It does indeed. A couple of Brazilian Felipes, by the way. Those are the two that are linking up. As this ball comes in. The third Felipe, by the way, Arteaga, is Colombian. And now we've got a couple of players down in the box here.
Like some friendly fire there, maybe, Matt?
Yeah, a couple of guys coming together there for the Blizzard.
The mini soccer balls are coming out to the crowd.
They are indeed.
Getting the folks fired up.
And hopefully we won't have an avalanche here of action to our left now.
I just hope either all three of my kids get one or none of them get one. I don't want to have to sort that out when we get home.
Just another difficulty of having 3 daughters, Coach Green.
No, it's all smiles, man.
Duluth FC now in the 72nd minute, leading at 7-0. Again, recapping the scoring here. Tyler Limmer with the hat trick tonight. His 5th, 6th, and 7th goals. They come in the 10th, 45th, and 57th minute. Dylan Sumner with a pair. His goals come in the 30th and 55th minute. Now it's Edmondson with his 2nd in the 56th, and then Edward Nines with his 13th to lead the entire MPSL in scoring in the 63rd, and that's where we stand, 7-0, as the Blue Greens now with Paul Bobai. Bobai now sending it wide. Here's Felipe Arteaga, the Colombian Felipe, having the ball taken off of his foot. Now Hexy Oriana. Oliveira, Manny Morales. Morales now cutting back against the grain. Very nifty players, Manny Morales. We've talked about that before.
Yeah, he's had a nice start to the summer, Matt, and obviously been able to carry that through. Another player that we've talked about a lot this summer, Matt, Paul Bobai, I think has really kind of found his groove with this squad this summer. Really become sort of a mainstay in the midfield, and rightfully so.
Become a regular starter for the squad. Now here's Starling heading back across the face of goal. John again. Now here's McDonald trying to loop it over the top, and Archie McDonald is that close, getting his first goal for the Blue Greens. Talk about Paul Bobai, you know, he's an interesting character, by the way. If you ever get a chance to talk to Paul, like I said, we've touched on this before, but he is a aspiring marathon runner.
Yeah,
which
we
we were a little bit. We were both kind of taken aback when we found that out. I actually talked to him personally about that. Now here's Morales. Teaming it on now for Oliveira, Felipe Oliveira. Now in the middle here is Edmondson. Miles Edmondson across the face of goal. Santos was standing there. Now Oliveira will get a shot away, and this time Myers will make a save. And I believe I see your brother and his wife in the stands here.
There's another Mooney sighting. It's Ben and Hadley making their way out tonight.
I don't think I've seen Ben and Hadley in a while.
The expecting couple.
Yes, the expecting couple. Congratulations to them, by the way. That's always a fun time. I'm sure he's been seeking out your advice for all that. The man to my left, Joe Mooney, with 3 daughters, all of whom I think are here, aren't they? All 3 of them here?
Well, I've seen 2 of them, and I'm sure the 3-year-old is with her mom somewhere down here.
I saw your mom in the stand, or your wife in the stands on it.
Okay. Did she have a 3-year-old attached to her?
I didn't notice,
but
they were sitting in a sea of people. So just a quick wave to Rachel.
Sure.
So ball over the top now, and this one carrying on, and that will right out of play. We'll have a throw here coming up. Nice crowd, though, for the regular season finale here.
Really great turnout tonight, Matt.
The weather hasn't been the greatest this year. Let's be honest about the weather conditions we've had. And the crowds have been, I think, pretty good, all things considered, but nice, like I said, to have a big crowd here for the regular season home finale. And then
I think, Matt, like literally every single Superior Soccer Association kid is in attendance tonight, along with their families.
It's always good to see. There's always a healthy amount of Gitch players that come as well.
Yeah, and they do the different youth nights. I think Hermantown had a night here. I think was it Kay or Esco had a night here.
Yep. That's part of, again, being ambassadors for the sport, really.
Absolutely.
Here's Oliveira now. Bobai. Bobai now on the right foot.
But I think SSA definitely wins the contest. Perfect attendance tonight, man. I really think every kid on a roster is out there.
Is out there right now.
In a blue shirt, yeah.
There's Edmondson now, age of the 18. Edmondson trying to play it in, and that'll deflect out for a corner kick near side flag. Under a quarter of an hour remaining in regular time. I wouldn't think that there would be a whole lot of added time either. There hasn't been a whole lot of rough play here. In fact,
no, but I mean, you add a little bit of time for each goal, right? Right. Yeah. There was the one head injury, you know, but really was off pretty quickly.
Eilers, yeah, he popped up pretty quick after that.
Yeah, there was a field player too. Was it Just went down?
Yeah,
I think
Max Just went down
with head injury. In fact, I think
Max
he's getting
Just,
subbed off right
he's
now.
Subbed off right now by the Blizzard. 77th minute, 7-0 your score. Kick being taken by Manny Morales here, it appears. Bending ball back post over the top of Starling. Waiting for Jake to score off of a header. He hasn't scored off a header in a while on a corner kick. He's done it in the past. Had a penalty kick goal earlier in the season to Jake Starling. That was in the win over Minnesota Twin Stars.
Yeah, he did take the pen on that one,
he
didn't
did.
he?
Yeah, he did. Go back and look at how many goals Jake has scored in his career. It's been a couple.
Yeah, you mentioned a few off of set pieces, I think, in a few years.
And now we're going to have a foul called here as Exi Oriana taking down a player who subbed in, by the way, for Max Just, who left the field. A new player, by the way, Pablo Matos, who came in to replace Max Just.
But at some point, Matt, if I'm Jake Starling, I'm going to petition to Coach Sean Morgan and say, if you're going to make Rory Doyle into a center back, at what point are you going to try me out as a forward? Let me get my goal scoring prowess started here.
I'm not sure that that is the pace is there though for Jake at this point. Maybe it is.
Well, if you're wearing the armband, I think you're at least allowed to ask the question, right?
On the all-time leader in minutes played and appearances and starts, I think you probably do have a bit of leeway there to talk with your coach, your longtime coach for that matter.
Well, Starling, if you listen back to this, I put in a good word for you. I did my part, dude.
Speaking of Starling, there he is again, playing it in the middle now. Here's Paul Bobai. Bobai, who's had a really good night.
Man, he's really looked calm this season. I think he's really kind of just made himself, like we said, a staple in that midfield, hasn't he?
He does indeed. I would agree with that. Artiega now. Felipe Artiega. Top of the 18. Balls now. Oliveira turning and getting a shot away. Got a little under that one. Seen him score from out there in the past, but
yeah, man, I think his second touch kind of let him down. You know, he took that touch inside, and I thought if he goes another, kind of half yard further out in front of him, he's stepping into a shot, or he's going a half yard less and he's taking a third touch step before he shoots. And I think he just kind of got caught in between two thoughts there.
One thing you know about Felipe, he's a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to his game. He always has a smile on his face, but there have been times where I've talked to him in the past where he's been thoroughly disappointed with himself as well.
Yeah, he demands a lot out of himself. In fact, that's one of the things we've talked about a little bit is in season is just allowing him to kind of enjoy his football a little bit more. And I think he plays at his best when he's got a smile on his face, Matt. I think he has really started to see that, and it's been fun to see him just really grow. I mean, obviously, throughout my time watching him at Duluth, but then getting the opportunity to coach him last year and looking forward to this one as well.
He's a player, a very, very skilled player.
And he's a fan favorite. I mean, Matt, the kids here adore him. He's, I think he's coached just about every kid in the Twin Ports in some aspect
capacity,
or another.
yeah.
Had his hand in a lot of different clubs. And
well, he's been in the Twin Ports for quite a while. Those of you who don't know, he started his career at Lake Superior College, which is a local school. Played 2 years there, and then I think at least 1 year there.
1 year there, Matt.
Yeah, and then he ended up going to Goshen for a couple of years, and transferred to UWS, returned to the Twin Ports, and all that time he still played for Duluth FC in the summer. So he never really separated from the Twin Ports. Even when he was playing for Goshen, he was playing for the Blue Greens. So, like you said, he's been a real
good turn there.
Yeah, Felipe Santos. Ball still loose. Bobai trying to come in and get a goal. Get a touch on it anyway. And grabbed by Eilers off the turf here at Walt Hunting Stadium in Marpikanen Field. 7-0 Blue Greens lead. The 81st minute here. But that's a big thing also with these Duluth FC players. And we've talked about it a lot, Coach. They work a lot of camps.
Yeah.
These players do. So it is not just a simple case where they show up and just play soccer games for Duluth FC. They do a lot in community outreach. It's always been a hallmark of the club ever since it started in 2015.
Well, and again, I give the club a lot of credit for that, Matt. The players just kind of, they come in with some pedigree, and it'd be easy for them to just kind of take on like a luxurious summer, but they come here ready to work and to really, take on kind of the values of that patch.
Oliveira with the shot, and that's a goal. Check it, it's Arteaga on the goal. I think actually Santos might have gotten a touch on it. Arteaga with the initial shot.
Yeah, so Arteaga gets the assist there, and Santos will get the goal.
That goal coming in the 82nd minute.
And again, it's that service from the half space, Matt, that has really been kind of a staple of a lot of the goals here tonight. And Blizzard just haven't had an answer for balls being served in from that area.
Lupe Santos with his second goal of the season. 8 goals up on the board now for the Blue Greens. They're pushing that 39 goals that they scored in the MPSL North last year, Coach. They're now to 37 on the season here with 1 more to go against Siouxland. And we still have 9 minutes or so and change here. Started a little bit slowly on the goal scoring front. We weren't quite sure how the offense was going to look, but boy, they turned on the last couple weeks.
Yeah, man. Again, you can look at their record this year and say, well, it's been kind of a down year by comparison to last year, where they got through flawlessly. But
now here come the Blizzard. Here's a shot attempt. Save is made by Fultz. And how about that from Zeke Fultz, who hasn't had very much to do at all.
Yeah, I'm sure he's pretty stoked to keep the clean sheet, Matt.
Yeah, Zeke is one of those players who he's also another guy who is a perfectionist when it comes to his goalkeeping.
And again, man, I mean, to have to pull the ball out of your own net 4 times on the weekend, to be able to get away with a clean sheet tonight just does a lot for a goalkeeper's.
And we're going to have a penalty kick now as Oliveira with a step over move came inside, and center referee Jeremy Euchre says it's going to be a penalty kick here in the 83rd minute.
Yeah, and I don't think he's giving the ball up, Matt. I think Felipe wants this one.
We're going to go back to your conversation about who should take PKs.
Yeah, well, the caveat there, Matt, is if it's one of my players.
Oliveira has certainly taken his share of penalty kicks for you, and this time with the Yellow Jackets. And Oliveira now, he'll step up and put it into the corner very calmly and coolly.
It was a good pen, Matt.
Yeah, and I
think it actually touched the right post on its way in and needed to, because Dylan Ellers guessed right on that one. It really did a good job of extending, but it was perfectly placed.
So Oliveira, he's got his second goal of the season. That's goal number 38 now.
Matt, I do want to give a shout out to Blizzard and the players in that squad, because it's being a part of an inaugural season is a tough thing.
Yeah, it is.
And you go into it, you know you're going to take your lumps. It's really tough to kind of see your season go by and watch some of those losses accumulate. That's a tough thing. And I've seen, clubs at this level where it's like they almost implode midway through. It's hard to get 11 players to travel. All of a sudden, it's hard to get guys out to training. It's hard to have, players see out a game and not, get belligerent or, kind of see some of that balance start to take place. And
there's Manny Morales with the goal now. That one in the 85th minute.
Well, he tucked that one home, didn't he?
Yeah, Morales with his second goal of the year. I don't know if they get the assist on that one from Oliveira, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it really matters at this point.
It was a Felipe.
One of the Felipes, yeah.
Give
There's
ourselves
3 of
the
them out
benefit of the
there.
doubt.
Morales with his second goal. I'm going to have to go through the scoring here and go update all these numbers here, Coach, at the end of the game. It's not going to be a fun task for him.
Yeah.
And that now equals the amount of goals that the Blue Greens scored last year in the PSL North Conference action. Now plus 24 all of a sudden the Blue Greens in scoring on the season.
But yeah, Matt, like I was saying, it's hard to go through a season like that. So I give the players out there for Blizzard a lot of credit for
sticking with it.
Yeah, just the professionalism that takes. And again, there have been times where other clubs have sort of mailed it in, and players have kind of dropped off. And so again, I do give this group a lot of credit and hope that they stay with it. And I hope this club really kind of comes into its own over the next couple of years.
Kind of makes what the Blue Greens have done in their history, Coach. When you look at all the new clubs that come in and struggle in that first year, Duluth FC has never really struggled. came in and had a winning record their first year, ended up winning the APL.
Yeah.
And they made the MPSL, and they've never had a losing record in their club's history.
Yeah.
So when we talk about a down
made
year.
it as deep as the Final Four, obviously.
Yeah, made it to the national semifinals, Midwest Region champions in 2018, I think it was. And have won the MPSL North twice in their history. Have also advanced to the second round of the regional playoffs on, I think, 3 occasions. So we've been kind of spoiled with Duluth FC and the amount of success the Blue Greens have enjoyed since the club came into existence in 2015.
Yeah, Matt, and they've enjoyed good coaching along the way.
Have 3 different head coaches in the club's history. All of them have had winning records, obviously.
Yeah, and a shout out to Kyle Backus, who kind of started everything off, and then
Joel Person came in after Kyle, and
that was I had the chance to work with Joel for a summer with this club, and I loved working with Joel. I thought he was terrific, really knowledgeable, had some MPSL playing experience in his day as well, and
he also was the coach of the team that made the national semifinals.
Yeah,
with the Blue Greens.
I learned a lot about player management from Joel. It was really my first chance ever to be an assistant coach, man. I've never really kind of taken the job as an assistant, so got a lot out of that, a lot of value, and just a shout out to him.
So also a testament that all 3 coaches that Duluth FC has had in their history have all brought home hardware. Each of their teams have won a title, whether it was the conference crown or the Midwest region crown or the playoff crown in the MPSL Midwest region. So all 3 coaches have, like I said, brought home hardware in their careers coaching the Blue Greens. And like I said, we've been kind of spoiled because of that, because like I said, Duluth FC has never really had a team that really struggled in terms of being in contention. In fact, the Blue Greens have, I think, only missed the playoffs maybe twice in club history, I think. I believe that's correct. I'd have to go back and look.
Well, Matt, obviously through that history, then you mentioned Sean Morgan and what he's done with the club in the recent years here, and
just being able to attract good players and good people and keep things up. Shout out to Father Tim Sass, who was the creator of Duluth FC, who sold the club to its current owners, Alex Giuliani and John Schuster. And now, as he once told me, he's the biggest Blue-Green fan in the Minnesota or in the Minneapolis, St. Paul, Twin Cities metro area.
There you go. Shout out to John Schuster. He and his wife, Sarah, are celebrating an anniversary.
Oh, are they? I see. There are all kinds of subplots here that I did not know. Here's Hexie Oriana now as we're in the 89th minute. Duluth FC leading at 10-0. On the outside now, Axel Batal. Felipe Santos. Batal now on the right foot. Batal back post. And that was a dangerous ball across the face of goal here from the Danish outside back. Axel Batal will be a corner kick here as we're about to go into the 90th minute. Duluth FC had 3 goals at halftime, 7 in the second half. The feeling the Blizzard just sort of ran out of steam here tonight as this bending ball back post and now rising up as McDonald. And he'll head it wide. It'll be a goal kick here coming up for Dylan Eilers. Recap the scoring once we go final here. There's plenty to get to, obviously. Won't take too much time, but Duluth FC on their way to their 7th win. Conference action. They're going to have a total of 22 points heading into their final regular season game of the season against Siouxland United. That'll be on the road down Sioux City, Iowa, 7 p.m. this coming Saturday, and then the Blue Greens will have the week of the 4th of July off before finding out their playoff fate. We expect them to be at home. We'll find out who the Blue Greens will be hosting. For more information on that, of course, as we talked about, DuluthFC.com is where you would go to find all the information on that, but that's at least a week away. And we get our answer as to how much added time. None from center referee Jeremy Euchre. Probably the right call in the 10-goal game. There's no reason to really.
Discretion there, Matt.
Yeah. So 10-0 your final score. We'll recap the scoring real quickly here before we sign off for the remainder of the regular season. Tyler Limmer with a hat trick. He started scoring way back in the 10th minute with his 5th goal. Then it was Dylan Sumner, his second in the 30th. Limmer with his second of 3 on the game in the 45th. That made it 3-0 at the break, and then the second half things went kind of sideways here for the Blizzard. The Blue Greens scoring the 55th, 56th, 57th, 63rd, 84th, 85th, and 82nd minutes in the second half. Those goals coming from Dylan Sumner in the 55th, Miles Edmondson with his second of the season in the 56th, Tyler Limmer with his hat trick goal, 57th, Edward Nyes in the 63rd. Then it was Felipe Santos in the 82nd minute, Felipe Oliveira in the 84th minute, and finally Manny Morales in the 85th to make it a 10-0 final. Zeke Foltz goes all the way in goal, makes a couple of saves, made a really nice one at the end of the game to keep the clean sheet, and the Blue Greens close out the home season undefeated here at Walt Hunting Stadium, Marpike Field. They did it last year as well, in the regular season anyway, before falling to Med City in the playoffs. But Duluth FC very tough at home. They always have been. 1 loss at home in the regular season now, or 0 losses in the last 2 years during the regular season here at home, and 10-0 to win, and now 1 more game before they get ready for the playoffs, Coach.
Man, again, a professional job by Duluth FC here. It really, I think, checked about just every one of their boxes. Really not much to be critical of here, and hopefully, again, kind of hitting their stride at the end of the year and ready to make a good playoff run.
Up next for the Blue Greens, closing out the regular season. 1 more regular season outing for Duluth FC. They hit the road on Saturday to take on Siouxland United. That'll be a 7 p.m. contest down in Sioux City, Iowa, and then they will be back home in a couple of weeks, we anticipate, for the opening round, the MPSL North Conference playoffs. The top 4 teams in the conference make the playoffs. The Blue Greens locking in just about at either 1 or 2 right now. With this win, by the way, Duluth FC goes ahead of Dakota Fusion by 1 point in the standings. But we'll see how that all shakes out as the last few games of the regular season wind down. Either way, we expect Duluth FC will be back at home in the opening round of the playoffs. For more information on that, as we've said before, go to DuluthFC.com to find out just who, when, and what time the Blue Greens will probably be at home to take on. I'm guessing it'll be either Joy Athletic or the Minnesota Twin Stars. One of those two would be my guess, but at this point, nothing is official. So that's about where that's all we can put out there at this point, Coach. But like I said, nice bounce back win after that tough game against Joy on Saturday.
Yeah, and again, Matt, just I'll use the word professional again, and again, checked every box, and I think kind of showed that they are hitting their stride. There was a bump in the road, obviously, on the weekend, but a good response here tonight.
So that's the story here from Walt Hunting Stadium in Marpike Field. Duluth FC closes out the regular season home slate with a 10-0 win over Minnesota Blizzard. For Coach Joe Mooney, for the rest of our crew here with the Blue Green Stream team, this is Matt Johnson saying so long from Duluth. Final score 10-0. We'll be hopefully talking to you in a couple weeks. This has been Duluth FC Soccer, brought to you by the Blue Green Stream team.